Yo, yo, what's going on, everybody? This is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News. We're the real. It's surreal. See, other people flex their jewelry and their watches and chains and bracelets. I got my Surrealistic Studios Love, Peace, and Light wristband, silicone wristband. That's how I'm flexing. Because that's what I'm about. Love, peace, and light. And I notice a lot of people out there that they think they're fighting a good fight. You know, they think they're fighting fascism. They think they're fighting racism, bigotry, and hatred. But they're doing it by also using racism and hatred. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell folks, you can't drive out hate with hate. I mean, we all know that quote from Martin Luther King, only love can conquer hate. You know, like, we can't use hate and negativity and racism to then get rid of hate and negativity and racism. It just doesn't work that way. But I see so many people trying to do it, and they think that they're being justified in using these tactics against, other people, Trump supporters or Republicans, conservatives, or people on the right, Proud Boy, whatever. You think you're doing a good thing by doing that, and you're doing the opposite. It's having the opposite effect, because what I'm seeing, and this is just an example, I'm getting into it with somebody on Instagram. They got a page called the Activated Podcast. It's a podcast here, I guess, in San Diego, California, and they show a lot of videos of, the protest, Black Lives Matter protest. And right now they had one, or yesterday they had one, I guess, and I was responding to some footage that I seen. I'm just saying, like, we got to move better, because just because a group comes up to your group and they start talking shit or they start antagonizing you doesn't mean that you have to respond to it. We need to learn to be more proactive instead of reactive. And that's the problem with the left. That's the problem with the black community. That's the problem with a lot of folks out here, is we're being reactive instead of proactive. And we think we're doing the right thing by being, by being rowdy or cussing out a racist. Or some people actually think that they're doing the right thing by punching racists in the face, and they think that that's cool to do, you know what I'm saying? Or they think that it's cool to fight a Trump supporter because they're, a Trump supporter. No, that's not justification for you to use violence against somebody. And it's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's funny when you try to explain this to people. They act like they don't understand the fucking concept. They act like they don't understand that these right wingers or these conservatives, these people that are, counter protesting your protest, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing. And y'all keep falling for the same traps over and over and over and over again. And you guys want to get on social media and start blasting people out or talking about, well, you ain't never been to a protest, or you don't know what you're talking about, and this and that and the other, when I'm seeing the footage that you posted. I'm looking at the footage that you posted, and I'm seeing people shove and push counter protesters, regardless of how it started. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm seeing. That's what we're viewing. So if you got a different angle or a different shot of something that happened where somebody from a counter protest initiated the fight, we not seeing that part. All we seeing is you doing the violence. So they use that, and they use that as evidence to say, hey, look how violent they are. Look how violent the left is. See, look how rowdy and unstable and chaotic the left is right now. All we're doing is using our First Amendment rights, and they get to use that argument, and they're right in saying it. They're right. When you respond to their bullshit, when you respond to their words with actions, you prove their point. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand, is you can't play their game. People think that I'm a Trump supporter or that I'm supporting right wingers or fascism or none of that shit. These are the same people that voted for Biden because de facto Trump. Because they hate Trump so much, they just have to vote for whoever the fuck else, irregardless of whatever this person is, their MO was, or what their MO is, irregardless of what this person has done in their career negatively to affect your lives. But they think they're doing the right thing. They think they're doing their duty by voting for Biden against Trump. So they say, fuck Trump. Okay, fuck Trump. But when you say fuck Biden too, they automatically assume, oh, you must be a Trumper. No, I'm not a fucking Trumper. I just know better. I know how to use my brain. I know how to use critical thinking and reasoning. You know what I'm saying? No, we're not going to talk our way out of racism. We're also not going to fight our way out of racism either. So if you can't fight your way out of racism, you can't talk your way out of racism, what the fuck is there left to do? You got to be smarter, number one. You can't play into their games. You know what I'm saying? You can't be reactionary. You got to be proactive. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm seeing the footage of people on the left pushing right-wingers or pushing people out in the protests or getting in somebody's face or, you know what I'm saying? That shit is not helping the movement. You're not helping anybody black. And let me tell you another thing. A lot of these people out here that are starting shit with counter-protesters, and when I say starting shit, I mean they're reacting to stupid shit that the counter-protesters are saying, and they're reacting to it. When you do that, you give them what they want. You prove their point. That they are not allowed to say anything. There is no First Amendment because there's always going to be a motherfucker like you who says that they can't say what they just said or reacts to what they said with violence. And that's not how we're going to win this. That's not how we're going to get around this. No, you can't talk your way out of racism. I'm not saying that, but there's a certain way that you move when you know everything is stacked against you. Why do you think black men, black women, we can't get too mad? We can't get too angry because then they just use, oh, he's the angry black man. He's violent. He's outrageous. You know what I'm saying? He's scary. They say the same thing about black women. The same thing about black women. As soon as you get a picture in your head about a difficult black person like Janet, and the original Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince, you know how he called her a difficult woman to work with. And they put two and two and they were like, oh, she's difficult. Black women are difficult. Black, dark-skinned black women are difficult. They make that mental connection. So when somebody goes up to your protest and you immediately react off what they said and you start getting rah-rah, you're just proving their point. You're proving their fucking point. So I commented on this page. I'm like, we got to learn how to move better. We can't be reactionary. We got to be proactionary. And, you know, they start straw manning people. They start straw manning me and saying, oh, well, you can't talk your way out of it. And you ain't never been to a protest. You don't know what's going on. You're right. I don't have all the facts, but I'm reacting to what I'm seeing that you posted. You know, I'm responding to what you posted. And what I'm seeing is bullshit on both sides. Yes, I'm seeing right-wing people go up to protesters and, you know, try to talk their shit or whatever. But guess what, motherfucker? Get over it. Everybody's always going to talk shit. People talk shit. That's just the nature of the game. But you're too stupid to realize that that's the fucking game. You just want to be reactionary. And you're not doing anything for the movement. You're not doing anything for Black Lives Matter. You're not doing anything to end racism, to end bigotry. You're not doing anything to further the cause. All you're doing is escalating shit. All you're doing is... So what's the end game? And that's one of the questions I was asking this person from the Activated Pod. What's the end game? What's the end game here? You react and then what? You shove one of them and then what? When they start stabbing people, when they start shooting people, then you start, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You just want an all-out war in the streets of San Diego or the streets of America. You know what I'm saying? What they were doing in D.C. and shit. So some right-wingers went to D.C. and started pulling down Black Lives Matter signs and posters and shit like that. And the next footage I see is a bunch of motherfucking people on the left literally fighting people on the left, knocking people out. Bloody, hitting the ground, hitting the concrete. And none of this shit is cool. None of it is cool. None of it is cool. This shit is not all right. But you got people that actually think that this shit is an appropriate response to people talking shit. And it's ridiculous. We got to learn how to move better. We got to learn how to love better. No, I'm not trying to be no super AG type dude or anything like that, but I know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And violence against violence is not going to work. They're not going to paint you as the heroes in the media. They're not going to give you an award. You're not going to get accolades. You might get some accolades from people that feel like you, but it's not going to move. It's not going to progress the movement. You're not going to do anything but prove the other side's point that we can be violent and we can be authoritarian and we can, censor folks and not let them speak their piece and react with violence and react with nonsense and bullshit. And sadly, I think that that's what a lot of people want, because some people just want to see the world burn. And, I don't get it. I really don't get it at all. So when I say things like we just need to learn how to deal with people better, I get attacked as if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. For sure. And then when I try to extend the olive branch, is that invite me out. Like, we can talk about this stuff. They don't want to talk about none of this stuff. They just want to be reactionary. They think that punching a racist in the face is the way to go about things. And they think that that's going to eradicate racism. Good luck with that. We got to learn how to move better, folks. We got to be smarter. We can't fall into every single trap that they set for us, because they know how to manipulate us. And it's so fucking easy. Stop that shit. Until next time, folks. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Love, peace, and light. And I mean that.